Man, that mist that happens here with the glowing eyes is pretty freaky looking. Oh my gosh. That's not a good start. Ooh, buddy. Whoa, okay. So it's a same looking Rhino, but just looks different. Oh shoot, yeah, this might have been a bad idea to do it by myself. Ah, there you are. Oh, buddy boy. I'm not quite sure what you are, friend.
Listen, there isn't much time. I have a proposition.
Okay. Let's see. What are you?
You set me free. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, he's a barkeeper. Nice. So I would assume this is the innkeeper. And poor old Slade. just sliding across the boat like nobody's business. Now, don't take me along with the ride or I'm gonna fall. Dude! Oh no! Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. So I thought what we could do in this video is go and try our hand at the Sacred Hunt event that's going on, which I believe is going on until April 1st, I believe. Pretty much what that is, like, I have never done the Sacred Hunt before. I know it happened a couple of times in the past. Maybe up to 3 times I think it's been released. I'm not entirely sure. I do know when I first started this series is when I first encountered that, whenever the Werehyenas came and attacked me towards the beginning area of the desert, I believe, is when that happened. And then, of course, like a couple episodes after that, I think they released it again, and then I was attacked by those Werehyenas, of course. But, and you know, those things drop those gnarl fangs, and then the flesh map that tells you where the actual place is located to where you can go and initiate the Sacred Hunt. And this dude, I'm over here trying to talk and this dude's just screaming his head off. Oivan, chill, bro. Get your emote changed or something. Jeez. What about doing... Well, that's me. I need you to do something. Choose emote. Okay. Dance. And we'll do that. There we go. Now I'm not having someone screaming and yelling as I'm talking. Jesus. But no, like, yeah, I was saying the flesh maps that those Werehyenas drop, you know, shows you exactly where the place where you can initiate the Sacred Hunt. So, and you know, like I said, that's happened a few times in the past couple episodes that I've done, and I have, you know, like I said, I've never done it. So I figured since it's already out again, we could try our hand at it, you know, try to get some experience with it. And I thought that would be really cool to do for this series, of course. And if, you know, from what I've read, I was actually looking at it on the wiki, and I was just reading about it. Try not to read too much. I just saw some of the rewards that you can get, which look really cool, especially the cloak that you can get, or the armors, I guess, the blueprints, which are like 1,000 gnarled fangs, which is pretty crazy. And then the 250, you get the pet. So there's some other things you can get too as you grind those gnarled fangs, but those are what really caught my eye. But yeah, I didn't really read too much. I just know that you have to fight the 3 skull bosses, or the guardians, I believe, in different locations, and they give you some gnarl fangs and some other things that you can craft. And then, of course, having a like a bartender, you can get someone to come to your your tavern that you can talk to in order to get some special recipe to get a thrall, I believe. Which, unfortunately, I don't have that at the time or at this moment, so that probably won't be able to get that. But at least we can start the sacred hunt and experience at least what it has to offer. So, yeah. And then, of course, I think once we get to a good stopping point with that, I think I'm going to go to the... And this is, like I said, this is only if we get at a good stopping point. I want to go to the summoning place and try to grab the specialist cooking 1. And I think it also gives you 6 as well. And the reason for that is because that I don't have the salted pork recipe. I had to sit there and think for a minute as to why we had to go there. And it's because of that, because of the fact that we don't have the salted pork recipe. And I just figured that we could possibly go there, take on this, at least explore the summoning place and see what we can find there as well, and then grab that book and then get out. And I know that there's an event that goes on, you know, like from the previous episode that I went through. That was like way back. But it did the pillars and then I believe it was the witch doctor that was encased inside of a sphere or like a circle sort of spell or something like that. And I was reading on the wiki as well with that it's like some sort of event that happens. And we can go check and see if that's still going on or if it's gone. And if it's still going on, then we may have to come back and get some of that cleansing brew that helps out with corruption, you know, instead of taking a performer. And then if it's not, then we can just go straight in and get the book and then get out. That way we can have at least the salted pork recipe and be able to make those for our followers and for ourselves. I wanted to kind of mention with the horse too, because I totally forgot to mention this. But yeah, I went ahead and got the foal into the stable off camera. And I was able to grow it into this. And then I was also used I believe it's the tainted fodder that you can craft at the alchemy table to change them from white to black. And now, obviously, I chose black. And I went ahead and got this Tyrannian comparison and put it on him as well. But, yeah, so might as well head over to that green light that's shining up right there. Don't necessarily have to use the flesh map. Did I bring the gnarl fangs? No, I did not. Of course I didn't. I'm over here rambling and just decided to go on straight over there without having to get all that stuff. But yeah, so we'll go back, grab the gnarl fangs, and then I don't necessarily need the flesh map just because I pretty much know where it is. Just got to go back to that NPC where we talked to go to the Midnight Grove, and then I think we have to go like just above it, I believe is where that's located. But yeah, we'll just go back, get the gnarl fangs, and I'll probably cut to that where we get the gnarl fangs and then cut back over here. So just give me a moment. All right, so let's run in here real fast and grab these as Slade is leveling up in the process. We probably need to put you there for a second. Go in here. I believe they're inside this treasure chest. Right here. Yep. 11 gnarled fangs. And then, of course, we have those 2 flesh maps, which we do not need. All right. And like I said, I'll cut back to when we were right about where we saw that green light. And then we will continue our adventure there. Alrighty. So, probably already cut back to this point. Yeah, we just now got those gnarl fangs. And, of course, we've got the green light that's right ahead, above in that direction right there. So, we will head in that direction. And like I said, it should be right above the NPC that we talked to in order to get the Jhebbal Sag religion or to do the Midnight Grove. And I think we'll just go up on top of that little tower, or that little ruin that's just above him, and I believe all those NPCs are there for the Sacred Hunt. And then we should be able to initiate it. When I need to stop right here and grab some of these desert berries, because I just realized I don't have any food for Slade. And I might as well kill all these crocodiles too. Okay. All right, so that should be a good, decent amount. It's like 166, which should be enough for at least this of the adventure that we're doing today. It should be all right. I believe Greyhorn has some more of these too, so if I want to switch those over to Slade, that's definitely doable. And we'll just take the same route as we did before, where we would just go up through here and then cross through the entryway to the unnamed city, and then across that to get to the desert, and then straight on to the NPC. We have to take care of these hyenas real fast, though, which that's no problem. Of course I'd miss. There we go. Smack dagger in the face, along with all those hyenas. That's just funny. It's pretty dope accuracy, actually. I wasn't quite sure I was going to be able to connect those hits, you know, like that pretty well. But it's cool to know that at least I have some accuracy in the mounted combat. Okay, and then we will go this way, up a little bit. And I believe we will pass our friend that is chilling over by the entrance. Right there. There he is. That is such a odd spot. Now that I'm thinking about it. Just an odd spot for just some random dude just to be sitting. Especially in the environment that we're in. And just especially where we're at too. That's just like, I don't know, going to out in the middle of the like a cornfield or something, like on a deserted road like that. That's just completely empty, and just seeing some random dude sitting like on a rock in the middle of a cornfield, and it's just like, whoa, what? It's just like, what is he doing out there? I don't know, it just begs the curiosity, you know. Just a little weird, I guess, and just curious as to why that spot. Oh, poison. And hot. I mean, I know we're hot. I mean, we're gorgeous, actually, but, you know, gotta make sure to cool down. Yeah, I really do like this Turanian comparison. I like how it has your clan emblem on the sides. It makes some really cool, like, clan battles and stuff if you were on a PvP server. If the PvP servers were actually, like, you know, contained and maintained and actually was viable instead of, like, a lot of cheaters and stuff, apparently. But it is what it is. It just would really be cool just to see a lot of horses galloping through the desert like this. And with all those comparisons and stuff of different clans fighting each other. I think that'd be really nice. Or at least cool to experience and to watch. Because, I mean, for me, I'm more of a role-playing PvE type of person, but I do enjoy PvP whenever the moment strikes me. I mean, I have to say that it is can be a vital part of a game, You know, as long as it's managed well. You know, it's like a double-edged sword, I guess you could say, or a yin-yang, where it's just like you have PvE and then PvP content both mixed well together. It's just, you know, I think it's just really hard to do for developers to keep things equal. Like it's either do PvE or PvP and then, you know, neglect one or the other. But like I said, I think they're both vital to a game, or to a game like this, or to like an MMO or any type of live service game like that. But yeah, so there was our Midnight Grove friend right there. And all we got to do, I believe, is go up here. And there should be... Yeah, here it is. There's the camp right there. So it makes me wonder what happens when this is done, like with the sacred hunt is over. Like, does all of that go away, even the altar, I guess? Or do they leave all of that behind and they just get rid of the NPCs? I may have to check that whenever April 1st comes around, just to see what that looks like. And I think it'd be really cool if they actually... Because I think they do, like... I mean, obviously they've done this event multiple times. Because, you know, I was just talking about how I've experienced the Werehyenas already. But I think it'd be really cool if they could bring back some of the other events, like where... I think it's like the Age of Sorcery, like the chapter 4, where there was one of the sorcerers was trying to sacrifice a girl on an altar, I believe, somewhere next to where the, like, that hand that's sticking out of the cliff. I'm not quite sure where it would be on the map. I think it was somewhere like, because there's the hand, I believe, is somewhere like in this direction. I think it's like over here. And then I believe that what I'm thinking of is like right here. This is where that was. And I think that'd be really cool to bring that back. Maybe even bring back the solar eclipse for a little bit. Maybe not make it as like ridiculous to where it was happening all the time, but maybe like have it during the event, and it might happen so often to where the solar eclipse happens, and then you can still go and do that quest line or whatever for that sorcerer or whatnot, because I never did get to experience that. Because right before I did this, you know, started doing the series, like I was doing a playthrough of it, you know, just by myself. And there was, or at least at the time, I was doing it by myself. I think I actually transitioned over to with my friends at some point with the G-Portal server that I keep talking about. But yeah, I never did get to experience that, at least that little quest line, I believe, that happens with that sorcerer. So yeah, but first, actually, I wanted to, before we even go over there, I want to I want to check and see what Slade's stats are. I was meaning to look at that. So he's level 6, and by God, he has 8,304 health. Interesting. I'll have to go check and see what Greyhorn's hit points are at his level and compared to Slade's level now and then his hit points. That's pretty crazy for a horse. But yeah, so he's got strength 7. Oh, his effects, like increased strength damage by 10%. And then strength is 70%. Grit is 64. Vitality is 76 plus 14. Jeez, he's a hardy little thing, isn't he? Agility 3 and then 40%, which... If any of the type of horses that you get throughout the entire map, it seems like the northern horses are probably the most hardy. Probably the ones from the desert, if you can find any in the desert, would probably be the most agile. Not quite sure what the ones in the jungle would be, if there's... Because I can't even remember if you can get any foals in the desert, or not the desert, but the jungle. It'd be nice to know. Yeah, so I think we'll go ahead and run over here, and we'll talk to these guys and see what they have to say. And fall through the cracks too. Jeez. Starting to think this might be a very bad place to put these. Put this camp. Just like, damn, do we have to build a small bridge just so that way we don't fall through the cracks? Just to walk 2 feet to talk to these NPCs? Because it sure as hell looks like it. Alright, let's do this very carefully. Because, I mean, our life is on the line. Can we do it? Can we jump across and survive? Because that is the motto of this game, is build, survive, and something else. I can't remember what the last part is. Okay. Ooh, man. That was a very difficult challenge, I'd say. Alright, so I think this is our friend, our lovely lady friend that we have to talk to, the bloody tongue of Jhebbal Sag, in order to start. So let's see what she has to say without falling through the cracks like we did before.
Another pilgrim enters the savage garden.
Yes. Yes, I did. Alright, so let's see which one we want to pick. So we'll go ahead and say, what are you doing here?
The hunt is Jhebbal Sag's most sacred sacrament. We hunt for his glory. In this time of the gathering, we hunt to be his next chosen.
Okay, tell me more.
Perhaps you have already faced the ferocity of Jhebbal Sag's chosen. Those most devoted to his hunt lope in the darkness after the horizon has devoured the sun. Far from the blasphemy of civilization's walls. Slay these chosen for the trophies that will buy you his favor.
Okay, so that would mean the guardians that are spread out across the map that you have to kill, like those 3 skull bosses you have to kill in order to get the gnarled fangs, or I think they may drop the corrupted stones, I think, from what I was reading. Can't really remember, but okay, so let's tell me more.
Search the lands for his champions 3.
Sanctification.
The Mammoth guarding a frozen temple. The Rhino in the shadow of a sea vessel.
Yeah, these are
the
them.
sands, and the Panther on the shores to the east. Each champion a vicious paragon of its kind.
Now, I did, when I was reading on the wiki, I did look up about what the descriptions were, where they were talking about kind of where the locations are of the guardians and stuff, and I went ahead and put some markers to where I think they would be located. From what I was reading on the wiki, like, I believe it said that the Rhino one is underneath the Black Galleon, I believe, in that little river split where the Black Galleon is underneath it, or where it's located, the Black Galleon. And then, of course, the Mammoth one would be up in the north, but I think the Panther one is over there next to Buccaneer Bay, that's right. I'm over here, like, saying stuff from, like, World of Warcraft. That's crazy. I'll have to look at those markers. But yeah, so let's tell me more.
Seek a mark of Jhebbal Sag, set a lure, and draw a champion to you. To properly consecrate the combat, strip yourself of the obscenity of armor, and adorn yourself with the painted sigils of the Beast Lord.
Yeah, that was one of the important things that I remember reading, was that you have to strip off your armor and put on war paint, I believe, in order to actually attack the guardians. Like, they have like a really huge health pool, and if you're just fighting it with normal means, you won't take off any damage. But if you apply the war paint and you take off all of your clothes pretty much in the nude, and you have to face them that way in order to take off a lot of damage. So that's an interesting concept. That'd be really cool to do. Okay, what else does she have to say?
From the flesh of these champions, carve and take the brand that marks them as Jhebbal Sags. Combine their holy flesh with the lure upon this altar. Drink the nectar we have prepared, and ready your soul for an audience with the King of Beasts' greatest champion.
So, I suppose, like, after killing those guardians, it would seem like you would have to come here and craft something from the altar, like another corrupted stone or something like that, and you would have to face like the greatest of the champions, I think. Which it might be. I'm kind of going to give a guess. Like, I think it might be the thrall that you get, or you can actually save whenever you talk to that hunter that comes to your the inn. I think that might be who it is, but maybe we'll get to that point to where we can actually see what it is if we get enough of those sigils or those stones and stuff to make that on the altar. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about something
The
else.
flesh remembers, the blood illuminates.
Okay. We'll just go through these last two here. Why not? See, what can you tell me of Jhebbal Sag?
Before the before, Jhebbal Sag reigned over all the earth, over all beasts, including humankind. All predators and prey worshipped him and spoke the same language.
Yes. I believe that's what our little friend down there was talking about. Okay, tell me more.
Even now, separated by 10,000 tongues, even now, when the corruption of civilization peaks, the god of all beasts walks among us. Sometimes as a man, sometimes as an animal. And you will know him by eyes that burn like yellow coals in the dark.
That sounds intimidating. Kind of gives us a clue about... I mean, obviously we saw his avatar in the Midnight Grove, but, you know, just hearing that description is kind of intimidating. Let's see, tell me more.
The smartest of animals, who remember the beginning of all things, still worship him. As do the men and women who still feel the primal fever, the quickened heart, the blood-soaked drum of the hunt. Animal and human. They are descendants of Jhebbal Sag's loins.
Yes. We can kind of agree with that, I suppose. That we all came from his loins. That makes total sense. Okay, let's talk about something else.
The flesh remembers. The blood illuminates.
So we did learn Sanctification, which is, I believe, the event blueprints to where we can craft those stones in order to summon those guardians, I believe. Or maybe part of it. And then also to work with this altar here, I think. So let's do, how does one properly worship the Lord of Beasts?
This scripture of Jhebbal Sag already resides in the meat of your mind. The Lord of all beasts etched it into the minds of your ancestors' ancestors.
Mm-hmm. And we also just went ahead and did the Midnight Grove, and we talked to our little friend down there too. So yeah, we already know everything. Well, no, I wouldn't say everything, but we already know basically how to worship him if we ever wanted to. Okay, so tell me more.
You may awaken this knowledge by
Bower
partaking
of Jhebbal
our
Sag.
sacrament. Eat the flesh of remembrance, and knowledge of our religion will blossom in your skull and ribcage.
Man, that sounds appetizing. So that bower of the Jhebbal Sag, I think, is basically the altar that you get from learning it in the Midnight Grove. So that's an interesting way to get it. It's like if this event, you know, is going on and you don't want to have all the trouble of going through the Midnight Grove just to learn the religion, you can just come up here and learn it. That's cool. Okay, so let's talk about something
The
else.
flesh remembers. The blood illuminates.
Okay, and I wish to leave the hunt, which I think, as I was looking at the wiki too, this was an option to where you could actually get out of being attacked by those werehyenas and stuff. And I believe you can also opt back in at any time if you decide to leave it. So that's an interesting option that you can do. It's like if you got really tired of those things attacking, you can just leave it. And then if you're like, well, I want to kind of grind those gnarled fangs, so you can get back into the fray, it seems like. So that's cool. Okay, so I think that's all, or we exhausted all of her dialogue. And I have to say, her voice acting was pretty good. I really like the accent. It's really nice to listen to. And here is our master of the hunt.
Lovely weather for a hunt, eh?
Well, his, kind of the quite opposite. It's good. It's good acting, but definitely not easy to listen to. Let's see, talk.
Bring the offerings harvested from the hunt to honor the Prince of Beasts, Jhebbal Sag. In return, I will give goods to aid your hunts. Defeat Jhebbal Sag's nocturnal hunters and champions. Collect the trophies that bring his favor.
Yeah, it's really good. I like the acting. It's just, I mean, obviously it's intended to be creepy, and it's effective, because I'm just like, it's quite creepy. So, does he have anything else to say?
Jhebbal Sag is partial to teeth. Ah yes, the teeth. The teeth. Little ivory affirmations of our savage joy. Bring me the teeth.
Yeah, can we say, but I was about to say insane levels of insane, which I guess, yeah, we can say that. Insane levels insane, that's what it sounds like.
Bring the offerings harvested from the hunt to honor the Prince of Beasts, Jhebbal Sag. In return, I will give goods to aid your hunts. Defeat Jhebbal Sag's nocturnal hunters and champions. Collect the trophies that bring his favor.
Sounds good to me, bruh. Okay, anything else you gotta say?
Jhebbal Sag is partial to
Oh, okay, he's just repeating.
Ah yes, the teeth.
Okay, let's see what he has to trade. So here's all the rewards.
The affirmations of our savage joy. Bring me the teeth.
So yeah, these are all the rewards you can get from defeating those guardians and also defeating the werehyenas that attack you. So there's that Werehyena hunter, which is 250, and then a lot of war paints. Let's see, scroll emblem icon. Yeah, so I guess what we'll have to do is maybe pick one of these. Like if we're fighting the Rhino, Panther, and Werehyena, which I only have 11. So I don't even have enough to get to fight those. I mean, I have enough for the champion lures. Oh, here's one. Oh, here's this. War paint, Jhebbal Sag Hunter. So, okay, so those were just for the decorative war paints. Okay. And this is what we need for the war paint just to go and attack those things. And we have enough to get at least, let's see, 2 champion lures and then 1 war paint, though I'm not quite sure how long the war paint lasts. So I think what I'll do is I'll risk it and just buy the champion lure, buy another one, and then we'll buy 1 war paint. That way they'll give us enough, to do the Rhino one at least, and then maybe the Mammoth one if we decide to go up there, or I don't know. It could be, we could actually just defeat it, or defeat one, and then you can actually turn around and just do it again, as long as you have these champion lures. We'll definitely take a test at that and see, but cool. We went ahead and got those, and the war paint, and we should be good to go to test that out. Yeah, so I think this is Buccaneer Bay over here, because I think that's what that's called. If I remember correctly, it's Buccaneer's Bay. And I think they were saying that it was somewhere kind of like to the southeast of Buccaneer Bay. So I figured I'd put a marker just right there to see if that is where that one's located. And then obviously they were mentioning on the wiki about, you know, the Rhino one was below the Black Galleon, which this is the Black Galleon here. And I went ahead and just put that here, because I think it's underneath here in this river. Like somewhere around this river area. And then obviously the last one, the Mammoth, which they said it was about south of the Temple of Frost. That's why I put that marker there, because I think that's where that's located. So, okay, so we got those 3 markers there. And we'll have to go to at least one of them, which I think the closest one obviously would be the Black Galleon, which we haven't even been in that direction anyway. So I figured we could do that. And then we also can test out to see if you can do it multiple times, or you just have to do one of the sacred hunts here, and then you have, or the guardians, and then you have to move up to a different one. So we'll go test that right now. All right, so we'll just head. I guess what we'll do is we'll kind of go back to the entrance of the unnamed city, and then we'll kind of hit that area that we were coming up from to get here, and we'll just follow that river. Okay, we'll just take a left here and hit the river. And I think if we just follow it, yeah, follow it pretty much all the way to the fork, and we'll take a left, I believe, and just head to the Black Galleon that way. And there's another 3-skull crocodile boss right over there. And before they changed everything about the boss chests and stuff like that, or at least the world boss chests, there used to be a chest like right behind that crocodile boss, right up against the bay of the little pond there. Or I should say the bank. Yeah, there's the hand I was talking about earlier. When I was talking about the Age of Sorcery, the chapter 4, where you could go up there and talk with... I'm not quite sure if you could talk. Maybe, I think you can talk to him, or you did. Or you could talk to that sorcerer that was trying to sacrifice that girl on the altar, but like I was saying, like I think that was right across here. I want to say it was up on that little mountain right there. Which, looking at it from here, I think that is right. Or I am right on that. I think that's where that was located. Okay, so we'll take that left that we just took and just keep going down here. Yeah, I don't think we've been down this way at all. So it's definitely in some new territory, at least for the series. Yeah, there's the other way you can go up to get to the sinkhole where the undead dragon is. Okay, we'll just turn this corner here right into this area right here. Should be getting close to the Black Galleon. And then we'll search around to see if that little altar that you can summon them is present around this area. And I think that's it. Yep. That is it, I believe. Right there. You know, it's pretty cool coming down this way, because I don't think... Yeah, we haven't even been down this way at all since I started the series. And so all of this area here hasn't been explored at all. So it's quite refreshing coming this way and seeing, you know, places that you haven't seen in a while. So cool. Yeah, so that's the summoning place right there for the Rhino, I believe. So let's go ahead and get Slade put somewhere safe. Or not, or just completely click off of it. Ah, jeez. It's always something, right? Can't put them anywhere. Okay, can we at least put him here now? Okay, so we can put him there. What is that? That's... How the... What? Did that just randomly drop from the Black Galleon, or does it just... Or did it just float over here? Because I don't remember that being there. Okay. Interesting. It's cool to know that that happens. I don't know what the percentage chance is of that happening, or if it just... or whatnot, but that's cool to know that that happens. Alright. So let's go ahead and make sure we're prepared. Gotta take all of our armor off. So take that off. Now, I don't know... I probably should have even considered... Should have considered about Dagger, because... she's not going to do any damage at all, and I didn't have enough to buy the war paint twice. Dang. I didn't even think about that. So what I could do is see how this goes with just me having the war paint on. Now I could possibly... just trying to think, because I didn't even think about that. Over here getting all excited about trying this event out, and I didn't even think about Dagger. About having her have the war paint on too. Well, like I said, we'll give it a shot just the way that it is. We'll just take my armor off. And then... I guess what I could do, tell you what. I mean, she's probably going to end up being the tank anyway. Let's see, she has... Well... yeah, I was just thinking maybe I could just do it by myself, but I kind of do want the... you know, just in case if she needs to have the attention on her as I'm beating this thing up, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Actually, I think what we might do is I kind of want to be kind of nuts, I guess, and try this by myself. So I figured what we could do is just put her back up over here where Slade is, and then just try to do this with what we've got. And I'm not entirely sure, you know, what kind of Rhino we're going to go up against. It could be a whole different model with different mechanics. Not entirely sure. So this may be a bad idea, but I'm going to put her here, and we're just going to do this by ourselves, I think. Okay, let's see how this goes. I want to put... actually, is that the... oh, it does. It does actually have the... it has the Rhino smeared in blood right here. That's really cool. I thought it actually had the Mammoth on it, but it's definitely the Rhino. That's a really nice touch of detail right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the war paint on. Looks pretty sick, not gonna lie. You'd look even better, I think, if you had full nudity on, but obviously can't have that when doing a YouTube series. I'd flag you in a heartbeat. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this. I think we put it right here. Right there. Ooh, buddy. Whoa, okay. So it's a same looking Rhino, but just looks different. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this might have been a bad idea to do it by myself. We'll just have to do it slow as possible. Not quite sure why the whole game's color scheme changed like that. Probably just because I was out of stamina. Hell. Okay, so it's not too bad. It's going to take a while. But we should be able to do it. Yeah, that's it. It's because we ran out of stamina. That's why it changed like that. Ouch. So it seems like his little nudge right there that he just didn't take off too much damage. Okay, just try to keep him going around in circles, I suppose. As much sundering as I can on him. Whoa, did he just jump? It literally looked like he just jumped across. I mean, he is a kind of a mini god, sort of, so I wouldn't put it past him to do that. It's kind of interesting that they gave him a 2-skull, not a 3-skull. Is that even a thing? Can't remember if there's actually 2-skull bosses in this game or not. Because it definitely feels like a first for me, seeing that. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to get Dagger a war paint for sure. It's definitely doable by yourself, but I think having her help out will definitely speed up this process a lot. So we'll have to go back and get another war paint. And we'll apply it to her whenever we do this. We come back and do this again. Okay, gotta be smart, because our stamina is going down quite fast. Yeah, he's about to be done. If we don't get charged to death first. Nice. Awesome. So yeah, like I said, it's definitely doable doing it by yourself if you have pretty good equipment, like a good weapon and shield or whatever you're using. But it does take a while, it seems like. So definitely having Dagger help us is going to be essential, I think. So we'll definitely have to go get her. And we just got 18 of those. And a brand of the Rhino. And I wonder how long this war paint lasts. It may stay on us for a while. But yeah, so I think Dagger's going to be essential for this. Just so that way we can do a little bit more damage. And we'll just have to go get her a war paint so that way she can do it with us. We can find out what we get from this. The cod, chemical base, human blood. Awesome. Cool. And I probably need to put the bed out next time too, so that way in case something bad were to happen, we end up dying, just respawn back there. Gotta make sure to do that. But okay, so let me put this champion lure here again. Okay, so the champion is preparing for its next hunt. Okay, so you can't just keep doing it over and over, unfortunately. So you do have to go to each individual one and do those, which is fine. That just means that by the time you do 1 or 2, you can definitely come back and do the next or the previous one. So I think that might be how it works. And it looks like one of those crates came back again. So I think it does happen quite often. Like there's a timer on it that either something drops from there, they drop it from the Black Galleon, or it just floats down the river. So that's cool. Yeah, so let's go back to the camp and get her a war paint so that way she can help us on the next one. And I figured where we can go next is we could try to go and do, since we'll be right there, probably just go back up to the sacred hunt. Or not the sacred hunt, but yeah, that sacred hunt, I mean. But we'll go up to the north, or to the frozen north, and we'll try to take on the Mammoth, or because we won't have to really worry about being frozen to death. I guess we could go and do the Panther one. Yeah, I'll make that. So as we're walking, or not walking, but as we are going up back to the camp, I'll think about which one I'd like to go do next. I think I've said it once already, but it would be really cool if your followers could ride mounts. It would definitely bring in the immersion, I think. But who knows how many or how many crazy bugs you'd have to like experience with that. Or I should say you could experience with that. Oop, here's one of those hyenas, which we need to keep. Oh my gosh, thought it was stuck. Yep. That took care of that very easily. Let's see, what does it give you, a sealed water skin? No, wait. Yes, it does. It does give you a sealed water skin. Okay, so that one just get rid of. Exotic fleshes. Another flesh map. Just don't really need that. Cool, so we got some more gnarled fangs from that. How can I not reach the mount? I swear that bug is going to be the death of me. Just trying to get up on top of a mount. Okay, so we'll just go back up here real fast and grab that war paint for dagger, and then we should be good to go to the next guardian. And what in the hell? Of course, it's a scorpion. Because of course. They can't just not leave us alone. So yeah, buy one of these. I think that should last for a little while, I hope.
Welcome, Hunter.
Okay. So we got the war paint for dagger, so we are good to go to the next one. I think we're going to go do... I'm just really afraid if we go up there. Just kind of afraid that if we go up here, we'll probably end up freezing to death, because it does get... But I know if we have the torch out, it should be okay. I just won't be able to block with my shield, unfortunately, or else I'll freeze. But having that torch out should help, I think. But then again, I really wanted to. I could just go all the way to the jungle. I mean, who knows? By the time we get back to the Black Galleon, this might actually be ready to go again. But, Just trying to think. Well, let's just go ahead and try and see if we can't do the Mammoth and see what happens. I mean, it's not like, if I put a bed down, it's not like it's going to be that big of a deal. Because I can just put the armor back on and have the torch out, which I think it should be all right. We'll just give that a shot. We will just give that Mammoth a shot. Yeah, we only have one of those champion lures left, of course, and I was just thinking, it's like I probably should have bought some more, just so that way we could get done with this one and then head back to the Black Galleon or the jungle. But I mean, it's no different than, you know, just going back to the camp and getting some more of them. So it'll probably take just about you know, about the same amount of time to get to the camp and then go to the Black Galleon as if we were just going straight there. So we'll just make a comeback to the camp and buy some more lures if we need to. Okay, let's just casually blow through all of these enemies, because if we make even one stop, we're going to get our butts kicked. Okay, Dad, you're still behind me. It's good. You're very cold. Leave us alone, Sabertooth. Don't want to deal with you right now. Look, there's some frost giants. We definitely don't want to attack those right now. And let's try and get those off of us if we can. And look, more black ice. Okay, so there is a spawn point right here then. So I was kind of right in my assumption that there was a spawn point close to these little crevices here. I think what I'll do is I'll get off this real fast and not get stuck in the process. And we'll gather some of this. Because more the merrier, right? Definitely use more black ice, even though we did a good haul last time. I'll just stick that in Slade's inventory, because he doesn't have anything in there. We'll put a lot of this in here, to be honest. All of this demon blood and all the skin and all that stuff. There we go. So you're going to get these... Oh, what did I do with my daggers? I guess I must have put them up or something. I was about to say I would just go ahead and grab the daggers out so I can put some bleed effect on it, but... That's not going to happen. Alright. Let's just come up here and look around and see if we can't find anything. We'll just head up to the entryway to the Temple of Frost. Take a look around there. Obviously we have the black ice there. We got last episode. These two big statues. One on each side. And I think that might be it, actually. Yep, that's it. So let's go ahead while we're here and just change that marker to here. Put the Sacred Hunt. Mammoth. Okay, so that we'll have it there for future references. And let's see, we're probably going to need to put, because I'm pretty sure this guy is going to be quite tough. We kind of need to plan this out very carefully. And then we'll have to take Dagger's armor off. And I think what we'll do is we'll put that armor in Slade's inventory. And then we'll get her war paint on. So let me move her right here for a second. And what I'm going to do, actually, since you know, just now remembering this, is that we still have 1 point left for attributes, and I'm going to try to get. Am I freezing? Okay, just want to make sure I wasn't like dying from the frost or the cold or whatever. So let's see. Steel Thief Shield Master. You can block unblockable attacks at a higher stamina cost, and you can react twice as quick after successfully blocking. I'm going to actually get this. You know, like the more I keep thinking about it, the more that this actually keeps... This feels a little bit more like it's calling to me, sort of. So we'll go ahead and grab that and finish up our attributes. And like I said, we can definitely, you know, change this if we need to, if things aren't placed where they need to be. Because hopefully, I mean, if it's the same type of mechanics like the mammoths are here, or the elephants where they'll stop and then you'll knock up in the air, kind of like with what White Tusk does over there in the Safari Land, then that might actually help us out a little bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and take her armor off. Let's go ahead and remove that. Actually need to empty out his inventory first. Get rid of the bones. Keep the black ice, obviously. Get her armor. Put that in here. Okay. Give her that war paint. Nice. She looks pretty good in that. And we'll take ours off. I can just imagine doing this like without any clothes on, like it being nude and stuff like that. I mean, obviously the clothes that we have on right now wouldn't protect us at worth a damn in the cold either way, but it would just be really interesting to see without any of the like underwear and stuff on. And I really do wish I would have brought those daggers too, because I could have done some bleed damage to the mammoth as well, so that way the health would go down a little bit faster. But it's all good. We'll just have to try our best and see if we can accomplish this challenge here. All right, so let's put this here and hope for the best. Oh boy, let's see. This may not end up being good at all, but we'll see. Man, that mist that happens here with the glowing eyes is pretty freaky looking. Oh my gosh. That's not a good start. Yeah, he's going to be tough. Definitely. I should have put down a bed. Yep. Let's try this as easy as we can. He's about halfway, almost. Oh, good. We're getting extremely cold too. Just hope Dagger can hold out. Okay, get your legs crossed like that, buddy, so we can just smack you in the nuts. Oop, that was a bad mistake. See what just happened? Hey, oh, dang. Jeez. moved, huh? He's almost down. Something about wonder and then getting your ass kicked. Oh man. Woof. Jeez. Yeah, that guy is extremely tough. But we did it. Just barely. Yeah, I should have put those other extract potions on my bar too, so that way I wouldn't have had to stop and gotten the menu opened. But it's okay. Dagger was a trooper. She was able to tank him for a little bit, so I can get those on my bar. All right, let's see what else. Probably the same thing, right? I would assume. From the Rhino. Yeah. Goldstone. So yeah, demon blood, bone, all that jazz. We'll keep the goldstone, of course, but drop all of this. I know I'm pretty sure I'll need that demon blood at some point, but I think we've got a good amount at the base. So we'll just not worry about it right now. But dang, that was crazy. Not quite sure, guys, if I want to attempt to do that one again. I may just go from the Panther to the Rhino and vice versa. If the time limit on those, goes away after doing each one. It's like you'll do one, go do the other one, and then by the time you get back, it should be ready to go again. But I don't know. Because that guy he was quite something. But it seems that the attribute that we just got, the Steel Dude, I believe, or the Shield Master, yeah, so it seemed like that was working whenever I was blocking the Mammoth's, stomps and stuff. It definitely took off a lot of health, and definitely stamina too, but it did seem like it did its job. And it did seem like we did react as intended too. But cool, yeah. We managed to do that at the expense of almost dying, and I really should have put down my bed. Oh, because there was definitely a lot of close calls with that fight. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we will go and grab another one of those lures, and then we will go and do the Panther boss. And then we might do the Rhino one more time to get some more of those. And I think after that, we'll go try and do the summoning place, I think, and get that book. And that should call it for this episode, guys. So let's get back on Slade. Okay, she's following us. Good. Okay, let's just go back to camp. One more time. Yeah, we'll definitely have to make some more aloe extract potions for sure. What I might do is I might stop by the... am I going the wrong way? Yep. Definitely going the wrong way. We should be going down in these little cracks right here. Yeah, we'll probably stop by the base real fast and see if we can't make any more of those potions. And then we'll head over to the... Whoa, Sabertooth! Jeez. I don't know how far it just jumped, but dang, that was a pretty big leap. Yeah, we'll just probably stop by the camp real fast. Maybe make some more potions. And then we'll head over to the Panther boss. All right. Oh, okay. Slade just jumped over that dude and just crazy. But yeah, so we'll go up here once more and grab I'd say 1 or 2 more lures I think will be enough, because I kind of just want to do the Panther boss and then come back and do the Rhino. Or we'll probably drop by the Rhino boss first and see if we can't go ahead and take him out again. And then we'll move on to the Panther boss. Alright, Master of the Hunt.
Lovely weather for a
Let's talk again.
offerings harvested from the
Or
hunt
not talk.
to honor
Let's trade
the Prince
again.
of Beasts, Jhebbal
And
Sag.
make sure we grab
In return,
2 of these.
give goods to aid your hogs not to
And I really do hope that these
collect the trophies.
these war paints last for a while. So I think what I'm going to do, just in case,
Welcome, hunter.
I'm going to buy 2 more. Just to be sure that if they do decide to disappear on us as we are fixing to fight the bosses, we at least have them in our inventory and we can safely apply them and go about our business about fighting those bosses and stuff. So just a little peace of mind, basically. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll head back to base and see if we can't craft any more of these aloe extract potions. So that way we have a little more than what we have right now, so that way we don't end up dying when we challenge those 2 bosses. Yeah, I actually want to come back at some point and try and take on that 3-skull spider boss, or the one that I guess it would be considered like half demon, half spider looking boss that you can find in there, where you get Zath's religion and stuff. Definitely need to make a note to come back over here and attempt that. And also to attack the 3-skull actual spider boss that's located by where the spiders are, where you can get all that gossamer over there in the desert. Also need to make a mental note to go over there and attempt that as well. Oh, that might be a pretty cool thing to do, I guess, for an episode, is to kind of just grind 3-skull bosses to get a lot of keys, so that we can just go and kind of do some of the old dungeons that we did before, like the Dredge dungeon, or, you know, the Dregs dungeon, and then also the Palace of the Witch Queen, and then Midnight Grove, because I know that had some chests in there that we couldn't open. And then, you know, obviously when we go do the dungeons we haven't done, we can have those keys in order to unlock those chests. But yeah, I think that'd be a really cool episode to do. Kind of maybe like a chill, laid back episode. Kind of just go out there and try to challenge 3-skull bosses and just grind for keys. I don't know. Sounds like it would be a really cool episode to do. And of course, once we get done doing the Rhino boss again and the Panther boss, we'll come swing back over here and we'll do the summoning place real quick. And we'll just see if that event's still going on or if it's gone. And we can just walk right in and then kill everything there and grab the book that we need for the specialized cooking. And then after that, we should be good enough to come back to the base and kind of wind down a little bit. All right. Once again, just come in here and we'll see if we have enough materials to make some more of these potions, which I think we do. But I think if we don't have enough, I think Dagger has 8 of them, so we can split that amongst us. And we should have enough then, I hope. But, is that gate going to close? I mean, it's not going to matter much because all those 2 Sumerian Berserkers in front and then everything else inside, it will devastate whatever tries to come in. But, yeah, I was just wondering if they were going to shut. Okay, so we've got 159 aloe leaves. We can make 7 of those. Which that should be fine, I guess. And yeah, it only requires 1 alchemical base, so that's good. Yeah, let's just craft 7 more. And that should be fine, I think, for these 2 bosses. Unless the Panther boss is just as ridiculous and crazy as the Mammoth boss was. But I think, just in my head, I think that the Panther boss would probably be a little bit easier just for the fact that you can... I know it's agile and stuff, but it seems like it'd be a little bit easier to move around the boss because the Mammoth was so huge. I mean, it was easier to hit, but it was really hard to kind of maneuver just because of how wide and big the boss was. So, I don't know. It may end up being, you know, the Panther may end up being like the strongest one out of all 3 of them. So, you know, it's like I'll probably end up eating my words as we go down there to do it. But for right now, that's at least what my brain is thinking. But yeah, we'll definitely see when we get down there. Okay, so 7 of those are finished. We definitely need to get some more aloe leaves later. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. It's like, I thought I can just combine them that way, but apparently not. Wayfinder? Oh, yeah. Since the March update just released today, I think it was today or yesterday. But, yeah, they apparently released a compass now to let you know which way you're facing. It's kind of late to do that, I guess, because I mean, you know, there's mods now that give you the mini map, but actually that, and then of course, you know, they have the red mark that tells you that's north. But I mean, I guess it actually kind of goes well with that, because if you have that compass and this mini map for the mod, then you can, I guess, kind of put them together to connect where you're actually at without having to look at the map. But I do say that it is kind of late for them to add that, but it's definitely wanted, you know, I think, to have that. So that's cool. It's cool that they actually did that. All right, so with that out of the way, or with that, let's just go ahead and get back to it. Actually, I do need to refill my water skins because I was drinking a lot of water up there. I think I've used... Yeah, this one's okay. All right. Good. Put that back over here. Let's see what... Oh! Corrupted stones? I was just thinking about, because earlier on I was like, I wonder what you need for the map room. And I think I remember looking at the recipe and it said corrupted stone. I was like, I wonder how you get those. Well, this is one way you can get them. For sure. It's just opening the supply crate. I don't know how often that is. We're going to put those corrupted stones. Why don't we put those... I'm trying to think where we could put those. Probably in the sorcery table. That would make sense, right? And then we can put those dry wood. I think that was all, right? Iron reinforcements. Okay, you two. There you go. I'm not quite sure where Slay teleported. Probably up in space. Let's put those hard dry wood right there for now. All right. That should be okay. Everything looks good. All right, finally, let's get back on Slade and head back out. And since we're going to the jungle this time around, we probably should just go... Honestly, we should just go, like I said, go back to... and do what we were going to do. Like, go back to the Black Galleon and then try that Rhino boss again to see if we can do it again. And then we'll move on to the Panther boss or vice versa. You know, but I do want to go this way regardless, to go through the Black Galleon. That way we can kind of head this way. And of course that area, like I said before, hasn't really been explored, and I haven't gone that way in this playthrough, so we will go and do that. So one more time, go back the way we came, and this time instead of going straight across with the summoning place on our right, we'll take a right And we will go close to the sinkhole, kind of where we were fighting those sorcerers before, to get their skulls a long time ago. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll take a right here. And this will be a good test to see if that event is at the summoning place. This will be right in front of it. Okay, so the thralls are back over there. And no. So it looks like the event is gone. For now. So that's cool. I mean, it's unfortunate that I won't be able to experience it right now, but it's cool to know that it's back to normal, so we can just, you know, kind of go in there as we would normally and kill all the enemies there and then just grab the book and then come out. And there's the sinkhole, which we do need to come and do because the undead dragon's down there. And that's one part of the main quest line. In order to get the bracelet off, we have to kill that thing. You know what? Actually, tell you what. Might as well go ahead and grab the corrupted altar, or the stone pillar. Gosh, these undead dogs. There we go. Go ahead and I was about to say explore it, but no, like discover it. And then we will grab this real fast. I know there's a journal, but when we come back and actually do... Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and learn the emote. Squirm. And then when we come back to do the sinkhole, actually, I will... I think I did it, did I not? Hope I did. Yep, I did. Alright. Just got some unnecessary corruption, but that's alright. Going back that second time, but I just wanted to make sure that I actually did it. So when we come back and do the sinkhole, I'll actually like sit there and read the journal, but I wanted to get in and get out, so that way the corruption wouldn't be as bad. I mean, we got a little bit sliver of it right now, but it shouldn't be a problem. Just I hope not. And since I wasn't planning on doing that, I didn't bring the cleansing brew with me. Or go and get... Well, yeah, just, you know, bringing the cleansing brew. Alright, so... I don't want to... Because I have to actually try to put it on the pedestal in order for it to actually activate. So let me make sure that I actually can do this. Let's go ahead and put her armor up. And it may just be a one-time thing, but it doesn't seem like it would be like that. I'm definitely... I mean, I'm sure it's got to be on a timer. Because you can just keep grinding these in order to get, you know, over 1,000 so you can get the armor pieces. Or the cloak, at least. Okay, so let's take your armor off. Put those there. And then for me... I really do like that war paint. And I think it's a reward. I think you can get that reward. Or this war paint for a reward. It'd be kind of stupid if you couldn't. I don't know, that'd be really cool to have that as a vanity. Or just kind of have multiples of those so that way when they do disappear you can just put them back on. Alright, so let's try and see if we can't do this again for the second time. With dagger this time. Here we go. Yep, we could definitely do it a second time. That's really cool how that phases in. Or I should say how the bosses teleport in. It's really cool. Now, who knows? They could get tougher and harder if you have someone with you. That would definitely that wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Oh, you know what I forgot to get? I literally forgot to get the daggers. Well, that doesn't surprise me either. I would just walk out and forget something. Oh well. We'll make do with what we've got. Sweet! Yeah, it definitely took a big chunk out of Dagger's health. But, again, even though she's supposed to be the DPS, she's definitely tanking pretty good. Okay, got another one of those. 50 gnarled fangs. That's pretty good. Alright, so I guess she can... See, she has room in her inventory, right? A space. Yeah, she doesn't have any gruel either to eat. Oh, that's great. I thought I had enough in there for her. But I was just going to say, like, I could probably get... Oh, that one didn't drop any demon blood that time. But I'll keep the alchemical base, because that's needed. Okay, put those back on. Let's go get your armor back on, Dagger, and then we will head to the Panther boss. I think it'd be... Let's see. Since we haven't been this way, I guess what we'll do is we'll come up here and come up on this side of the river and then kind of cross down into here and kind of do what we did before when we went all the way to do the Palace of the Witch Queen, where we kind of just went this way and then crossed. But instead of having to cross this way or cross the actual big river, we can just keep going straight across until we hit this little icon right here. Actually wouldn't mind coming out here at some point again, just obviously to do the Palace of the Witch Queen again, you know, just to, you know, for kicks and giggles and stuff, but to come and see if we can't find... Oh, that's the... Oh, hey, how's it going? I didn't mean to aggro you, but apparently I did. You can just stay all the way over there, little Demon King. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool to come back over here and go to the, I think it's the Den of Orgies, I believe, where you can go and try to snag a High Priest of Turketo, which would be cool to have for our shrine that we have there. And is there even a like Zath High Priest somewhere? I mean, there would have to be, because I'm sure you can put a thrall on that altar, but just I don't think I've ever seen a Zath High Priest anywhere that I can think of. But then again, I've never really searched for one, so I'm not entirely sure, but... Okay, so we'll just have to cross some water here. And we'll just get over here to this bank. But yeah, I've never seen, like I said, I've never seen a Zath High Priest. I want to say it does exist, but I mean, like I said, I've never actually searched for one, and I've never seen one. It'd be cool, though, if there actually is one. You know, can go over there and check it out, so we can't find one. But this is really strange, because I can't remember if it's Zath or if it was Jhebbal Sag that was the last religion that they released. I want to say it was Zath. But so that would kind of make sense if they didn't have one, because it was probably just thrown in. Or it wouldn't, you know, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case, if they just threw it in and they didn't include a high priest, but there definitely should be one if there isn't. Because that would be cool to have, I think. Well, we should be getting close to where we actually take that turn left to get to Buccaneer Bay. So I think that's what that location's called. I almost called it Booty Bay again. I guess apparently I have World of Warcraft on the mind. Just sit here and call that Booty Bay. See the record of the wagtail. Whoa, Dagger, what are you doing? Whoa. What? Are you going to fix yourself or what? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I think she's literally stuck. Oh my god. Okay, maybe if she attacks something, she might fix herself. Let's see. She's like, what would you call that? You know, we have the T pose, but what would that be called? The L pose? There we go. Let's see. Put your weapon back up and see if you get fixed. Okay, so it seems like that fixed you, so cool. But I do not know what was going on with that L pose. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, all right. Good, so we'll just go and wrap around this. It's been forever and a day since I've been out this way, too. Used to come out here to get gold coins out of chests. Because I wanted to make that the jewel, kind of gold jewel looking bikini armor that you can get for this, or for the female characters. Which I might put on at some point, just because that's a really good looking armor. And for good reasons, too. Yep, so it was Buccaneer Bay. Alright. So, let's see. Is this it? Yes, it is. Cool. Alright. So that marker was spot on, actually. Okay, so we'll park him somewhere safe. Of course, thralls are not allowed here. I am not surprised. There you go, bud. And I think what we'll do is we'll wait until morning. So it's nighttime right now, or it just became night. So we'll just kind of chill right here. And I'll cut back to when it becomes day, so that way we can take this boss on without any hindrance or any problems. And I will say that I would love to come back over here, because I was about to say, I guess I could after this boss is kind of go, but that would take a lot more time. And I really do want to go get the summoning place done for the recipe book. But I was about to say, we could head over there and grab, because I can't remember exactly where it is, but there's NPCs that sell the spider eggs and the terror birds, like the eggs too, that you can get. And I think this is where you can also get the rock noses, like the baby rock noses eggs and stuff. I can't remember. But I know for sure you can get the spider eggs and the terror bird eggs over here, so you can have pets of those. But yeah, so we will cut back to where it becomes day, and we will finally take care of the last event boss for the Sacred Hunt, and then we will obviously head back to do the Sacred... I was about to say the Sacred Hunt. Yeah, we're doing it right now. But no, going to go into the summoning place, and then we should probably go back to base. Otherwise, or I guess I could go back to the camp to see what we can do with these 3 things, which I might do that. But yeah, I'll cut back to when it becomes day. I will see you then. Alright, so it is daytime now, so let us see how this boss goes. Or this boss fight. So let me put her armor back. Once again. And we'll take ours off. Alright. Let's hope this goes smoother than the Mammoth fight. Again, there's a picture of the Panther right there. And here we go. Ah, there you are. Woof. Woo, my brain. Yeah, they definitely look different. They look meaner too, but okay, he's definitely fast, but it seems like he's not as, yeah. I don't think he's as powerful as the Mammoth was, but that could change any moment. All I'm seeing is these giant panther nuts in my face. Whoa, yeah, okay, let's just spread those legs quite nicely, alright? Let me just get the full picture. It's just like the camera just keeps fixating on them. That was a nice, like, circle attack he just did. Ow. Nice. Well, I will say I want to assume that he was doing bleeding damage on daggers because her health is about halfway, so... Or, I don't know. I would assume it has bleeding damage. But, I mean, she was taking it quite, she was taking quite well, so I was just kind of sitting there thinking, it's like her health went halfway, so he probably does have some decent attacks. He just kind of runs around and hits you kind of in the back and stuff, and he'll just keep doing that as your health goes down, but definitely a lot different than the Mammoth fight, for sure. Alright, so let's see what he drops. Probably just feline pelt and more demon blood. Oh, shade bloom. And just one, though. Yeah, we'll keep the demon blood. Because I know earlier I said I probably didn't really need it. But since we do have some room on us, we might as well just gather some. So cool, we actually were able to complete and challenge all 3 of the Sacred Hunt bosses and succeed. Albeit almost dying on the Mammoth fight, but we were able to do that at least. And let's get her equipment back on her. We'll put this Shade Bloom and the Demon Blood in there. Okay. So we'll bring these up a little bit. There we go. Make her drink these potions. Like I said, I'll have to go and do another aloe leaf run in order to make some more of these. And then once we get the salted pork recipe, I can make the salted pork and give it to her. And we'll see, of course, what the benefits are for that. All right, let's head back. Suppose we can go to the summoning place first, and then we'll head back to the camp and see what we can do with these 3 things, if anything at all. And then we'll go back to base, and I think that will be it for this episode, guys. I think what I'll do, I wonder if I can do this. This might be a little bit easier for us to do. Yeah, let's take the ride, or the boat ride back from this mod, the river mods. And we just got on here just in time, too. Okay. Well, that's not good. I really do hope she comes back. Oh, that might be a bad thing, too. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, they just disappeared. I'm hoping... Okay, so they're both there. They're like playing Ring Around the Rosie, or like a merry-go-round. That's exactly what it looks like. Oh, but I hope... Oh... This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. I just hope they don't die. Or the game just glitches and they just all die and get killed. Oh, man. Well, good thing about it is they are following us. So that's a plus. I will say that. Yeah, we might as well just kind of chill. See what this boat... Because I think I might have explored it once before when we were coming down this way. Whoa, feet! Game. Okay, so we've got 2 beds and a horse. But no, I don't remember exploring this boat unless we did when we came out here for the first time. He's struggling. He's wanting to stay on the boat, but it's not letting him. It's just... That's funny. I guess that would be the captain's quarters, I guess. Well, she actually appeared and stayed. Well, I should say, and is staying on the boat. So, it is possible for your thralls to stay on the boat. But it seems like it's a rare occurrence. And poor old Slade. just sliding across the boat. Like nobody's business. Now, don't take me along with the ride, or I'm going to fall. Dude! Oh no! Oh no. I was actually drinking something when he did that. Oh, well, at least I could glom. Okay. Get in here. Come on. There you go. Oh, boy. That was close. I honestly didn't think he could actually, like, phase me through the walls and to get me to fall out. That was funny. I actually like how the the captain is actually not steering the ship. And I actually just went through the floor. I don't remember that being there. Now, I'm pretty sure... I don't know, maybe the camp was there before? Because that's the... I think the Dogs of the Desert flag. I think. No, it's not the Dogs of the Desert. It's something else. But, of course, the port wasn't there in the boat. But who, I don't know. That whole camp might not have been there. It might be part of the river mod. This boat's so bugged. Well, at least... Well, I spoke too soon. I was about to say, well, at least Slade is kind of on the boat. But apparently not. But yeah, this song makes me... Like, it gives me a lot of nostalgia for Age of Conan. Many, many times exploring White Sands, Tortage, the Underhalls, all of that. They should definitely remake that game. You know, at least maybe after Dune Awakening, they should go and make a Age of Conan 2, which it, you know, looks like this. Or on the Unreal Engine 5, or just make their own engine. You know, I think that'd be really cool. That would be what my heart desires, is a game like this, but in Age of Conan, or I should say like an Age of Conan MMO like this. So pretty much what I'm saying is make Age of Conan and Conan Exiles, blend them together. So make an MMO out of Conan Exiles, basically. You know, I think it's actually taking a lot longer now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. We could actually already be halfway there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out. And we'll just ride Slade the rest of the way. I just thought maybe taking the boat ride would be a little bit faster, but apparently it's not. It was cool, though. It's definitely cool to get to experience that. To kind of wait at, you know, jump on it when it's at port and kind of just ride it along the river. And got some funny moments out of that, too. Seriously, game? It's just things floating in the sky. Like it was meant to happen. But yeah, we definitely got some funny moments out of that. Salamanders, man. I think they're trying to tell us something. I think they're like, you know, divine or some sort of divinity or something. Just floating like that. And what we'll do is we'll just come through here, and then we'll take that turn right here to the left. We'll go up towards the sinkhole, and then we'll just kind of cut our way over to the summoning place. We'll go ahead and take care of that. Actually, here's a little tidbit too. I actually built a base right here, right on this little rock, on a PvP server. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes I think I've ever done in this game, because I had a pretty good, decent tower base going, had a lot of stuff in it. And one day I logged on, and my entire base was completely destroyed. Someone threw one of those grenades, I guess, like one of those jars, like explosive jars, or those little, well, basically grenades, and blew up my. And I don't think it was like anything special. I think it was just a tier 1 base, and so they broke through that real easily, and they just stole all of my stuff. I was like, oh man, sad days. kind of, it made me actually, I think it actually made me not play on a PvP server for a while, I think, to be honest. I just put a bad taste in my mouth. Because I think that was the first time I actually was ever raided on a PvP server. I mean, I knew what to expect, but I just didn't think it was going to happen that soon, or after the fact that I had built, you know, pretty decent base out of it and got some good stuff in there, but but it did. It actually did leave a sour taste in my mouth, so I was just like, I'll just go back to single player. Or just pick a PvEC or whatever it is. A conflict, I think. But it is part of the game, so there's no reason to cry over spilled milk. Alright, guys. So we are here at the summoning place, and we'll, like I said, we'll just go straight in here, kill all these enemies. Hopefully not get cornered or die. And I don't know why I'm carrying barrel flesh. We'll drop that. And we'll go ahead and grab the recipe book. And that should be it, I think. At least for here, in this place. You can always, you know, take a look and see what spawns here as far as thralls are concerned. Ah. Got a fatality out of that one. Man, that was a satisfying crunch. I don't know why. Just very... It was also very messy, too. And another fatality. Very nice. That it's still not working. I really do think it's a mod that's doing that. I'm actually starting to believe that it's a mod.
I see prey.
Man, it got dark over here. Whoa! Might as well just bring this out. No sense of walking around in the dark. Okay, here's that journal. And I think the Now, I will say, it's kind of strange, because I remember the ghost being right here, but I think it's been so bugged out for the past couple of years that I guess they just haven't fixed it. Because sometimes they'll phase in and you can see it. But majority of the time, it seems like it's just bugged out and you can't really see it. But you can hear it. It's just unfortunate that a lot of this stuff in this game is broken and it doesn't really get fixed. But all right, so let's see what this journal says. Oh, we learned a new emote spank. That's some kinky shit right there. Let's see what this says. Harlot's Journal number 8. See, I am wary of these people. I am unfamiliar with their customs and ill at ease in this place despite the warm welcome. My travels have taught me the importance of being careful. I had a dream last night after bedding the high priest. A dream of blood and water. An outstretched hand holding me in the skies only to then lay me down in a river. The eyes of the men here undress me hungrily, which is odd because their dark-skinned women go bare-skinned all around. Perhaps it is as my first madam taught me. It's what they don't see, what they imagine, that fuels their lust. So it seems like she survived here for a time before moving on. So I think we ran across that journal, or one of her journals. Actually, I think it's that journal that I was going to read at that corrupted pillar. I think that's another harlot's journal. Okay, this is going to be kind of tough. Well, I guess I can just leave my shield, leave my shield alone and just have the torch out. Hey, an armor 1. Too bad we don't need that. Ow. That is not how that works. You do not just throw the javelin in front of you and then it just skips and goes to the side and sticks to me. That's not how that works. Whoa! That's a jailer? Jailer? Huh, so there must be someone stuck in the cage up there. A cannibal brute? Yes. Yeah. Let's see, a jailer. Okay, jailer's key. Let's go up here and see if that book's up here. Yep, I think this is it. Nice. Okay, so we got the specialist cooking 1 and 6. And let's just read this hastily scribbled note. I fear for my life. These Dafari cannibals are unthinking brutes with no discipline, and I do not know how much longer I can convince them to leave me alive. The cooking pots reek of human flesh, and my trusty book of recipes counts for naught amongst these savages. So who wants to bet that he was cooked and eaten? Hey, someone's stuck in here. What are you, though? You look like a performer. Yeah, you're definitely a performer. I think what I'll do is I will keep that jailer's key just in case we go somewhere else and we were able to find something a little bit, because I'm not entirely sure what he is, like as far as like performer, like his performer level, like tier 1 or tier 3. Seems like it might be a tier 1 or tier 2 just on the base of how long the entertainment is going up. Yeah, we will just unfortunately leave him there to his fate. And we'll just keep that jailer key. Yeah, it seems like they placed a cage up there, because I don't remember that being there. And of course, the jailer appearing. That's definitely new to me. Woo, Yogg Priest. Okay, and I think there's another book here. Yep, see it. I think you can learn some emotes from that book too. Yep, by Yogg, kneel, pray sitting, and pray standing. Cool. And I think when we were doing the unnamed city, and I was trying to kneel when our performer got killed.
Who are you, Shadow?
We can definitely do it now, because I know at that point in time we didn't have it. So I just had to do something else to pay our respects. There's another jailer, jeez. It looks like we're hitting the jackpot today. Noises. I'm not quite sure what you are, friend.
Listen, there isn't much time. I have a proposition.
Okay. Let's see. What are you?
You set me free. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, he's a barkeeper. Nice. So I would assume this is the innkeeper. Nice. I mean, if that's the case, then heck yeah, man, we finally got ourselves a barkeeper or an innkeeper. Cool. I knew they placed them out in the wild now, but I just didn't think we would find one like this without doing the purges. So cool. Okay. Cool beans. Don't want him to die, so what I think I might do is kind of leave those guys alone up there. Can't remember if there's anything we can learn there, but I think we should probably get him back. What do we need to do? So I've never had like I said, I've never had a barkeeper before. I've never done the tavern stuff. So I'm just trying to think exactly how you initiate that. Like, I guess you just need to put him at your base or something. I guess we'll find out when we get back. Where did oh, I was like, did we even bring Slade? It's like, of course we did. All right, are they all going to follow me? Yes. All right, good. Okay, before we go back to our Jhebbal Sag friends, we'll go back to base. We'll do that first, since we got this barkeep. But yeah, cool. So we got the Specialist Cooking 1 and 6. So now we can definitely do the salted pork. And I could have those going, you know, after this episode's finished. I can go ahead and get those started. So on the next episode, we can have those ready. Cool beans. But that's really cool. I was not expecting to find a barkeeper in one of those cages. That was definitely not on my list today. But it's really cool that we were able to find one at least. Okay, so we made it back here. Let's just see what we can do with him real fast. Okay, stats. Obviously, which just makes sense. There's no effects or anything, because that's not exactly what he's meant for. So let me see. Stand guard. I probably need to go ahead and build him a bar, like a table for him to like sit for, I guess, like one of these things, if I can actually talk. Couldn't even get my words out. So what are these? I think it's the decorations, I think. Yeah, countertops and bars. I think this is what we need for him to sit across, or to sit in, to look after, so he can start doing his thing. At least that's how I think it works. Which, let's see, what do we need for that? Just 80 wood and 10 iron reinforcements, and I do believe we have that. Yep. We just need the wood. Okay, and we'll put that bad boy somewhere. That would make sense. Well, I guess like right here would do. It is kind of up against water, but I mean, it's not like you can probably move it. Actually, you know what? I could probably move it with the PP mod, to be honest. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see. I need to do admin real fast, because I don't think I can do that without having to be admin. Or I should say, I have to be admin in order to do that. Okay, so move that with PB mod. What about right there? That looks pretty good. Something like that, maybe? Yeah, that looks pretty good. There's a couple of bar stools around that, too. Cool. And of course, there's a fire pit right there where they can all chill out at and stuff. Although the brush is kind of getting in the way, but that's all fine. And I can probably put some tables here along this way right here. Kind of make it a little bit more homey. Wait, let's see if we can get him to guard that bar table. There we go. No, I don't think you need to be on the stool. Oop. It's too far. Of course he is. There we go. Nice. There we go, guys. We finally got ourselves a Barkeeper. Very cool. I think what I might do if I decide to expand on that island right there, I might build an actual innkeep for him. So cool. Cool, cool, cool. Like I said, that definitely was not on my agenda for today, but it's pretty cool that we went ahead and got him. Very nice. Okay, cool. So with that done, I guess what we'll do is we'll go and I guess we'll finish up the episode as we go to the back up there to the NPCs with the Jhebbal Sag for the Sacred Hunt. And we'll see what we can do with these things. And like I said, I think we'll call it there. Shoot, guys. That's cool. I think we did a pretty successful episode, actually. You know, at first when we were doing the Mammoth fight, I wasn't quite sure how this was going to go. Because I thought we were going to lose that fight. And we just barely pulled it out with our teeth intact. And then, of course, we obviously completed all 3 challenges. I think we just got one more challenge to do, I think. And I think we have to take on the thrall that you can save. If you have the barkeep with that guy that comes in, which obviously we now have. So who knows, that might actually show up now. But, of course, you know, the event is over about less than a week from now. So I don't know if we'll actually have the time to actually see that happen, but it's cool to know that we were able to get the barkeep. And so we can actually kind of see how that works. But yeah, like I said, that was definitely not on my agenda today, finding a barkeep. But it is definitely cool that we've got one. Okay, so let's put you up. Stand your guard. Back where you were before. And let's go see what we can do with all 3 of these stones. And so we managed to snag 71 of those gnarl fangs. So we should be able to grab something at least.
Lovely weather for a hunt, eh?
Now, I was actually thinking about this as I was recording, or while I'm recording, I should say, is maybe I should, like, off camera, like maybe try to grind a lot of these. You know, like, so that way I could get enough, so that way I can start the next recording before the event is over to grab some of these things. Like maybe try to get to at least where you can get the armor, the cloak, or at least get the pet. Because that'd be really cool to have, I think. I don't know, I might do that, but at the same time, I kind of feel like if I did that, it'd be kind of cheapening you guys out of, like, content of doing that. But it would probably be about the same thing, you know, just grinding those 3 bosses and stuff. But, I mean, I don't know. It might be one of those things where I might end up doing it or I may not. But that was something I was thinking about doing. Because I think it'd be cool to have at least, like I said, the pet or the armor. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so let's see what we can do with those at this altar. So you need a champion lure and these things. Grand champion lure. Champion lure, so what can we do to make that?
Welcome, hunter.
Now we can just trade that for those. So we just got ourselves a champion lure. And let's put that there. This, that. Create the grand champion lure. And let's see what we can do with this. That might actually summon the actual big boy boss, I think. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. Out Jhebbal Sag's strongest champion. Ooh. Oh boy. And what do we use that for? That might be, from what I looked at, that might be here. Over here. Where that big old Stygian tower or castle was placed before they removed it for that March update. So yeah, I don't think we're quite done yet, guys. I think we'll go and take care of that. So we'll just, because I think I remember reading on the wiki that that's where it was located, was kind of near that Stygian, or where that old Stygian castle was before they replaced it back with the Dogs of the Desert camp. So yeah, let's go see if it's over there and perhaps take care of the final champion. Okay, so I just checked on the wiki, and just to kind of get an idea as to what we'll be dealing with as far as the Grand Champion is concerned. And actually the Werehyena is not the Grand Champion as I thought it was. It's actually just another boss that you can do. It's kind of like an optional boss because it drops the Corrupted Blood, which you can then use this Grand Champion lure and the Corrupted Blood to craft another lure that you can use in order to purify the corruption from the Grand Champion, which gives him a lot more health, because I did look at the health, and my god, it was like 2 million something health when in his purest form, and then in the corruption, it's still pretty bad. It's like 1,700,000 something hit points. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that version, at least in the pure form, because we do need to actually talk to the guy that comes to your inn. And, you know, since we just got the barkeep, I don't think he's not going to be there at all right now. So, well, who knows? We do need to go back to camp and see about making more potions, because I know we're going to definitely need those for the Grand Champion. But, yeah, we'll see if he's there. But, like I said, it's unfortunate, though, because I don't think we'll be able to do the purest form of him. Because you have to do... Because there is one other caveat in that. You have to wait 24 hours in order to actually get that thing to become uncorrupted, I believe. And then once you do that, then you can do it in the purest form. But the reward you get from doing when you fight him in his purest form is actually really cool. You can actually summon him as a follower. But it just takes a lot more effort, you know, you have to wait another 24 hours for that. So like a total of 48 in order to get all of it finished, it seems like. So yeah, we'll just kind of, you know, unfortunately skip on that. So we'll just go and do the Werehyena boss, like the optional boss there, and then we'll come... Actually, we don't really need to do that. We just need to do that boss. Because I was about to say we should come back here after that, but no, we should just go and do the Werehyena boss, and then drink this potion, because we do have the Grand Champion lure, and we can go and try our hand at that. And I'm kind of nervous about that one, because man, because there's no telling what's going to happen with that. So let me just make sure. I just bought another champion lure for the Werehyena, and then we'll just drink that potion there. Where did it go? Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh, let me guess. I bet you the timer is like ridiculous. Because it's probably just like the Midnight Grove potion that you get. It's 3. I'm going to assume we got 58 of those. So let me just check that again. Okay, yeah, so it does expire. Well, yeah, I kind of wanted to do like to make it kind of an unnecessary trip to come back and forth here, but it seems like that's going to be what we're going to have to do.
Welcome, Hunter.
So, yeah, we'll just go and take care of the Werehyena boss, the Werehyena, and then we'll come back, and then we'll attempt to do the final boss, it seems like. But before we do that, I guess we'll probably need to drop by... Not mount here. Why not? Why not? There we go. Alright, so we'll just go back to... Just go back over here. And then we'll try to get some aloe leaves from this river here. And then we'll have to go back to base to craft some more potions. And then we'll unfortunately have to come all the way back here to get that potion to do the fight. So, we'll just do that. And we'll also check and see if that guy actually came. Or if he's even there. You know, we just put the Barkeeper down not too long ago, so he's probably not even there. But we'll check it. And while we're back at base again, I'll grab Dagger some food. So I don't want to, let her not have any food and she can't regenerate any health and stuff, so. And also grab some daggers too, those steel daggers, because I'm sure we're going to need some bleed effect for that Grand Champion. And since we're we might as well go ahead and grab all those now. So let me grab the steel sickle. And we'll just kind of go down this river as we're going along and just collecting all of the aloe leaves as much as we can. I don't know why that one didn't collapse. There we go. Okay, we'll just grab these last couple of aloe leaves right here, and that should be good. Alright, kind of organize a little bit. Very cool, that should be enough, I think. Let's get back on Slade. We'll head up to the Safari Land. And we'll see if where that location of the Werehyena boss is where it needs to be. Yeah, okay, so they did. They did get rid of it, as they said in that March update. So it is now back to what it originally was. Why is this... Dude. Chill out. Yeah, so it's back to a dog of the desert camp. Now I just need to kind of, I guess, float around here and see if we can't find it. Okay. Yep. Sorry to disturb y'all, but I am looking for something quite important. I think that's it. Yep. Alright, so let's see if this is it. I wonder if this was placed here just for the Sacred Hunt, or if it's always been here, because I don't think I've ever seen that crack in the wall. But it's really cool that they added this, though. Okay, can we interact with any of these other than the pedestal? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so maybe we can use, hopefully, this champion lure to lure him out. And make sure Dagger is... Oh yeah, we gotta keep forgetting to take off the dang armor. It's like something's wrong here. Okay, let's see, check. She doesn't have any more potions. So let's go ahead and split those. And let's go take her armor off real fast. Hey, bud. About time y'all showed up. Okay, and we'll go down here once more. Hopefully nothing's chasing us in here. Or won't chase us in here while we're doing this. Alright guys, let's try and see if we can't at least do this optional boss. And there he is. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, he hits hard. Yeah, that bleeding effect is going to be the death of her, I think, one day. So far, so good. Nice, okay. So we were able to do that at least. 26 gnarl fangs of that, and then here's the ancient blood. So it wasn't corrupted blood, it was ancient blood. And let's see, I wonder if he drops any shade bloom. Nope, just hyena pelt, feral flesh. Drop those, and drop that feral flesh, of course. Totally forgot to put the potions on my bar, because like, you know, why not? Yeah, so she needs to heal. Yeah, that bleeding effect, man, that was definitely, you know, especially that and his hits, because he did hit hard. That's what it seemed like. But yeah, that bleeding effect and his damage took quite a couple of nasty hits. All right. With that, it kind of worries me with the Grand Champion fight. I have a serious feeling that it is not going to go the way I think it's going to go. Okay, so now we'll return back to base. Back home. And we will get as prepared as much as we can for this really, let's say, a really challenging fight. It's probably going to be the most challenging fight we've done so far, other than the Mammoth boss fight. And you know, like, if we don't succeed in killing the Grand Champion, that's alright. Because, you know, pretty much the whole point of me doing the Sacred Hunt is because, you know, like, I had never done it before, and I just wanted to, you know, kind of experience it. But so far, we've done quite well, you know. Got all of the bosses defeated, other than gotta check out the Grand Champion, of course, but it's pretty cool to know that we have been successful so far. But I mean, it would be nice to have, or it'd be cool to, you know, have enough gnarl fangs in order to get some, you know, like the hyena pet reward or some other things. But I might spend some of them just to get some of the war paints. Just so, you know, it could be like, hey, we actually, you know, traded in those gnarl fangs for some rewards, and kind of had like 100%, I guess you could say, of the secret hunt. And once again, I just realized I didn't put down the bed. So if anything went south, that was pretty much it. Man, and I don't think there's any way you can... Because I think once you drink that potion, it takes you to a different realm, so you don't have anywhere to build or anything, so I'm guessing if you die, you can just respawn back at the entrance. But I'm pretty sure your war paint's off too when you die, so you'd have to continuously put war paints on. Which we do have 2 of them in our inventory, so that's good. And I don't think if Dagger gets knocked out, I don't think the war paint will go off for her, but we'll have to check that out. Oh! Well, there's people coming to the bar. So, that's cool. Let's put you up right here real fast, buddy. Take a look at this real fast. Tavern patron. Let's see, tavern patron. Is this another tavern patron? Oh, I can't even do anything with that. Okay, maybe we can just move you over here. Or not. Okay, so it looks like you can talk to her and Casa. Or Kate. Yeah, I think that's Casa. So you pronounce that. Talk to him, but you cannot talk to her for some reason. And let's move Dagger away from here because she's like stuck. Because of course. Wait, that's really cool though. That's really neat to actually be able to experience that. Nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the alchemy table. Make these potions real fast. Looks like we're going to have to do this. Craft 9 of those. And then while those are being made, need to get her some food. And since we do have the salted pork recipe, go ahead and make some of those for her, if that's... You can definitely do that. Okay, put those in there. We need to go get the salt from this preservation rack. Okay, got about 18. It takes about 5 salt, so yeah, we can make 18 of those. And give those to Dagger, and we'll see what happens with that. We need to start it first. I mean, it looks like we're going to have to make some more tables and stuff for people to sit in. For more tavern patrons. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm really glad that we were able to find him. Just randomly at the summoning place. Okay, what else do I need to check? I think that was it. It's basically just make the potions and then craft the meat for her. Okay, so we need to put those here for her. Okay. 7. And then 9 we have here, and then plus the 7 we're fixing to get. That should be okay, I think. At least I hope. I hope it's okay for the Grand Champion, at least. Okay, 18 salted pork. And then, let's see. maybe get some more rocks, I guess, and try to grind some more. So I think we have some, or stone, I should say, somewhere laying about, I hope. Oh, that's what I needed to grab. These steel poignards. Yep. Definitely need those. I guess while we're at it, might as well put... Let's see, can we do... That's simple. Yeah, might as well. I mean, I know we have the necessary to make the advanced weapon repair, the advanced damage kit. You know what? Might as well not really skip anything on that. So we'll make it advanced. So let's just put those there. And we'll just have those to use to help us out. Okay, let's check on some potions. Yep, there they are. So yeah, we'll just have to go and get some stone real fast. Collecting stone right here brings me back to the first couple episodes. Just getting everything crafted. Getting ourselves on our merry way. Fun times. And I think that's actually 27. Yeah, because it goes by what you have there. So if I had 1,000, that'd be close to 100, I think. So it's like 25. So I might not be able to make a lot more salted pork, but at least we'll have some of it made. Okay, so that's done. So let's go grab that. And put this over here. And make 7 more of those. And then, like I said, that should be all good to go, I think. Okay, those there, and we'll take these and put them back in the preservation box. All right, Dagger, where are you at? There you are.
Impressive, but we can always add more to the pile.
Okay, good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to put in here in your inventory, but I think that's it. Okay, so it should be everything. And we'll put that jailer key up there too as well. Just seeing if there's anything else. And silver coins, yeah, we need to put those up. All right. I think that's good. We didn't forget the steel poignards or the daggers this time, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and head out there. Head back to the little camp, and we should be able to drink the potion and at least try our hand at the Grand Champion. And actually, I just remembered one more thing that we should probably get before we do head out, and that is to come over here and grab these things, because I've noticed that our stamina is going down quite a lot more faster than usual, or at least it seems like it's going down a lot more faster than usual. And so we'll just bring those potions with us just for, you know, extra support, and hopefully that will help us out a little bit. Let's go ahead and drink one now, I suppose, to add more, you know, just 21 plus stamina. I mean, it may not be a lot, but at least it's something, I think, to help us out for this fight. So we will just keep that there. at least maybe split it, because it does take up a lot of room. So we'll take, and it's a 2-hour duration too, so we'll just take those, have them up against there, and cool. All right, so that should be it, because we got the potions. She's got potions, and she also has the salted pork in there to heal and regenerate her health, and we have the daggers and stuff. So I think we're as good as we're ever going to be. So we might as well go back up there to the camp and see how this works, or how challenging the Grand Champion's going to be. But yeah, I think that's really cool though, how that barkeep is working. It's really cool. Oop, look like we got ourselves another hyena behind us. Yep. See how many he dropped now. Only 5. That's okay. It's pretty cool though that we have at least 90 of these things. And if we're successful in defeating the Grand Champion, I think it said in his corrupted form you get about 40 to 50, I think, from the wiki, of those gnarl fangs. So that's pretty cool. So we'll have way over 100 of those. All right, so let's quickly park Slade right where he normally goes. Kind of in the same spot where we've been putting him for the past couple of times. There. Kill this stupid ass scorpion, because it doesn't have any manners apparently to leave us alone. Okay, so yeah, let's quickly go over here and try to do a quick meditation to get our bearings and to pray to our gods that hopefully we don't end up in a mushy pile of gore when we face this thing. Okay, but no, I think we're as ready as we're ever going to be at this stage. And so we probably do need to take, before we even drink that, let's do our usual routine and take the armor off. All right, so let's do this, guys. Let's see how we do, and hopefully we actually are able to succeed. But like I said, if we don't end up beating this boss, that's fine. It was more about, you know, just experiencing the sacred hunt, try to see if we can complete as many bosses as we can, and then to kind of just see what it was all about, basically. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get the potion of the hunt here, and let's just see how this goes. Uh-oh. Did Dagger come with us? Oh boy. That's not that's not good. Oh no. Oh, there she is. Oh, thank God. Oh, but maybe in my pit of my stomach, I was like, well, maybe hopefully she doesn't. That way I won't end up having to get her knocked out a couple of times and potentially getting her killed. Make sure we're well fed. That up. Put these here. All right, so, and then we need to put these potions here too. So maybe put that there. All right. Let's see what happens, guys. Oh, buddy boy. Oh, hey. Jeez. The stamina. Okay, Dagger, if you can just hold on. Maybe we can actually do this thing. So I may have to just keep using the daggers. Woo! This is no time to freak out. And of course get slaughtered in the process. Oh no, that's not good. Whoa, that took up a lot of health on her. Yeah, she's gonna get knocked down. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think she'll be good. Stay down there for a minute. Oh no, that's not good. Boy, if there's ever a time where my palms were sweaty, it is definitely right now. Dang. I know it's going to get hit a lot. Oop, I do not want him to be in a corner like that. Or actually, that's maybe where I needed him to be. Looked like he was stuck. Yeah, stay in that corner. Oh man, that's. Sorry if I'm not doing any commentary over the fight. This is like total concentration. It's really just awkward. At least Dagger's grayed out timer isn't going down as fast as I thought it was going to be. Can't imagine doing this in his purest form, because he'd still be about a third left, I think. Dang. Basically what we were first intending to be at the very beginning of this playthrough. Being an assassin type character with daggers. Oh no. Alright, we need to get him away from corner. There we go. Ow. Okay, we've almost got him. Almost got him. Just probably need to do some more sundering. I think we need to get him away from Dagger, because I think even though she's grayed out, there we go. Man. That was something else. Yeah, I'll say that was probably the most challenging fight we've had so far. Man. But we actually did it. Awesome. That is really cool. Man, but that was like super sweaty. Good grief, my palms are like all wet and stuff. Okay, let's see what we get from him. Tablet of Power. A lot of demon blood. So what is this? So it may be the same thing as like a fragment of power, sort of. This may give you some more knowledge points, but I just don't know how much, though. But awesome. Well, we were able to do that, guys. And I'm pretty sure it's possible, you know, we would probably be, you know, like I said, like probably possible for us to have done the actual, like, pure form. But I'm not quite sure if his strength or his stats go up based on that, or if it's just his health. But yeah, I mean, if we could, I know it was kind of definitely tough to take that, but I think we might have been able to have done the purest form, I think. But it would have, it would, man, I still don't want to think about it though, having to do that one. But I think we could successfully do it, I think. Man, that was something else. Definitely something else. But we actually did it. We successfully, at least, you know, completed the event. We just didn't do... Oh, where's... Okay, Dagger, you can appear now. Come on. Okay. Well... Hopefully she appears at some point and isn't stuck in that realm or whatnot, but anyway, yeah, we definitely successfully completed the event. We just didn't do, like, we didn't talk to the thrall at the Barkeep in order to get the recipe to turn that Grand Champion stone into a tainted one, to where you have to wait, you know, 24 hours to get the actual stone that you can use to get that Grand Champion into his purest form, and also to grab that horn, which one I think would have been really cool to have gotten, but that's all right. Maybe next time. Yeah, we just need to make sure Dagger's going to follow us. Hopefully she doesn't get stuck there. Hold on, let me see what's going on with that. See, that's... Yeah, so she's right there. Oh, maybe I can get her to spawn at some point. But cool. Yeah, I think that's I'm gonna actually end it here, guys, and not just head back to camp. Or head back home. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop it here. And hopefully, like I said, I can get Dagger to follow me here, maybe off camera, see what's going on with that. I can get her to come back. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out, checking out the content and everything. And it was really cool to actually, you know, get to do the event and experience that. I don't think I'm missing anything, like I said, other than doing the other optional stuff where you can get, you know, the horn and everything like that. But yeah, that was definitely a really cool event. And we managed to get at least 135 gnarl fangs and stuff like that. So that's really cool. We can definitely buy something with those. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys coming out and checking out the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And it's definitely going to be a long video, I think. But I mean, it was definitely just a lot of traveling back and forth. So I'm sure I can edit all that down to make it more, you know, feasible to watch. You know, not be like over 3 hours long, I hope. So, but yeah. If you're new to the channel, of course, you know, feel free to subscribe. You know, if you feel like, you know, you're really enjoying the content. And as always, if there's anything you guys would like to point out to me and stuff to help me, you know, improve in the game and all that stuff, just let me know. And yeah, so just feel free to subscribe, comment, share, like the video. And I will catch you guys next time. See ya.